The South African Reserve Bank is hosting a conference on advancing cross-border payment and identifying opportunities and challenges for sub-Saharan Africa. Now, the region is still heavily reliant on cash to transact, which is costly and also risky. But there are also challenges with business-to-business transactions. And let's cross now to our reporter, Nosipho Radebe, on this story. Nosipho, an interesting one, an important one, we would say as well. But talk to us about what we can expect from today's engagements.
A very good morning to you, Sakina, and to the viewers at home. Well, it is the second day of the conference, as you point out, on advancing cross-border payments hosted by the South African Reserve Bank at its offices here in Pretoria. Now, cross-border payments is the flagship initiative of the SARB under the G20 presidency. And this two-day meeting essentially comes after the finance track meeting of the G20 finance ministers and central bank governors in Washington last week, discussing developments in the global economy as well as overall progress of the G20 finance track. Now, they will make recommendations that they want presented or discussed during the November summit of heads of state, that meeting taking place in Johannesburg, also essentially a month away from now. And so today we are expecting the Reserve Bank Governor, Lesetja Kganyago, to address us in a short while. He will be addressing this gathering, bringing together policymakers, regulators, as well as payment providers, among other key stakeholders that are present here today. And yesterday, Sakina, we heard from the Deputy Governor, Dr. Rashad Kassim, on the complexities of the work under this initiative. He says efforts to link fast payment systems across borders is proving tougher than initially thought. Now, just for some context, this initiative was first advanced by India as well as Brazil, the previous holders of the G20 presidency. And Dr. Kassim saying yesterday that the challenge stems from the uneven development of payment systems globally, just that issue there. But essentially these talks, or this gathering, also takes place in the context of South Africa currently being on the Financial Action Task Force naughty list, or grey list, our grey listing. And that's meant higher levels of compliance, monitoring on essentially who's paying who and for what. And the general consensus is that the country will be removed from that list on Friday after the global anti-money laundering watchdogs meeting that's taking place this week in Paris. So although the country has completed all 22 FATF action items and successfully passed a recent on-site assessment, concerns persist, Sakina, that geopolitical alignments could impact the final decision, as could perceptions of our ability to manage corruption in light of the recent commissions, particularly the Madlanga Commission playing out. So despite the country's then demonstrated technical compliance and reform efforts. So that's just playing out in the background of this gathering. And when the Reserve Bank Governor speaks today, he'll talk to South Africa's G20 presidency, the priorities that have been outlined there, and he will address, of course, the policymakers, regulators and other stakeholders that are present here today around what has been some of the work that's been done and how far that work is. But of course, we'll be hearing from him just in a short while.